Uttar Pradesh cops have started naming and shaming the protesters accused of rioting in Loni in Ghaziabad district. Pictures of 150 accused have been displayed on the main roads in Loni. Now, they were identified based on the protest videos which have surfaced. After the protest that took place on the 21st of December in Loni, 1,800 people have been named in the FIR, 152 have been identified, 18 people have been arrested. My colleague Tanima Biswas joining us from the Mumbai newsroom. Tanima, at this point in time, we are talking about these posters that has been put up for the public right there in the middle of the road. Now, I believe you have some information on what exactly are these posters about, who all have been named and shamed, because we can't really make out from, this entire, from the look of it. Have they identified the rioters? How many of them identified? How many of them named, really, Tanima?
That's right, Afrida. Just to give a bit of context to our viewers, as we know that Uttar Pradesh has in fact seen some of the most violent protests over the past few days when it comes to the amended Citizenship Act. Also, what we had in fact reported earlier, that there were arrests being made and the police cracked down in Uttar Pradesh very clearly. In Ghaziabad itself, we had reported that 65 arrests had been made and 350 others had been booked in certain areas. Now, this is also coming from Loni district, from Loni area of Ghaziabad district, where you can see that posters have now been put up by the police on the main roads. There, the visuals on your screen will tell you that these are full billboard-size posters which have in fact been put up at the main road intersections in Loni in Ghaziabad, and these are all screen grabs. If you can see that these are all screen grabs of videos which have emerged from the protests which have taken place in this area, and not very clear actually. In certain cases you can see certain people, but these are still the best images that the police could in fact gather. And what the Ghaziabad police is claiming is that these are pictures of people who have allegedly vandalized, who have allegedly taken part, they have of course been booked for riots. So these are the people that they are on the lookout for. Now, out of these 152 people who have been identified through the screen grabs, their pictures have been put up for further details. If the poster at the bottom of it actually gives out the number of the SHO of the area and says if you have any more further information, सूचना अगर है तो आप contact कीजिए और आपका information open रखा जाएगा, आपका information, the details won't be disclosed of the informer. So this is also a way in order for the police to actually identify and get further details of the people who can be seen in these the video screen grabs, but also at the same time, of course, in a way also naming and shaming the people who have been accused in these cases. Remember, the numbers are mammoth. Around 1,800 people have in fact been booked from this area in the FIRs which have been lodged in this case. Yes. 150 of them have been identified, only 18 people arrested so far. Right. So just this minuscule number of people who they have actually managed to round up and take into custody. So this is also a way, a method that the police is using in order to reach out to people, anyone who can inform them about some of these people accused. Because remember, protests are still on. They are continuing every day. There are calls being given for protesters to gather at certain areas. So in order to avoid these people from going in and creating trouble again, this is a method to actually get more information about them.
And also, Tanima, the Chief Minister is on the record saying that the rioters' properties will be confiscated. And so perhaps the first step is already being done. The identification process is on. 152, Tanima tells us, have already been identified among the rioters. Thanks very much for joining us.